Do you think she should have took Marcus back?
Yeah, sure. His dick was probably really good.
Watch this. Let me break it down. Let me break it down. Let me break it down so it can forever and consistently be broke.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the BFQ podcast, where we break down black culture with an emphasis in classic black films. I'm your host, Nick Quotes. This is my co-host,
Beny Ash. What's up? What's up?
Yep, and we're back.
We are
with
back.
Episode 2.
Episode dope.
In this episode, we're going to be talking about another classic.
Another classic, one of our favorites. This movie was on both of our top 5 lists.
All right. If y'all haven't seen episode 1, we did on House Party. Go back and check that out. And that's where we broke down our top 5 black films.
You know what? I didn't have a 5.
times.
So when he asked me who my top 5 were, I only gave you 4.
She did not have a 5.
But
she had
I
a
do.
Mount
I have
Rushmore.
a
She did not have
5. I have a 5. Are you ready?
Okay, let's hear it.
Don't drink your juice in South Central. Wait, don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Hey man, you can't go wrong with
Don't be a menace to
You can't
South
go wrong
Central
with the Wayans brothers.
while drinking your juice in the hood is one of my. Now that has so many quotes, and I can't wait till we do that. That is by far one of my favorite movies.
That's
hilarious.
a
Classic. That's a great movie.
And based on it being a quote, black film quotes. It has a million of them.
It has a million quotes. That is a good one. That is a good one.
So all right, so we tackling Boomerang today, y'all.
Yes.
From the writers Barry W. Blastine, David Sheffield, and your boy Eddie Murphy.
Marcus, darling.
Marcus.
I cannot do it. How does she? Eartha Kitt in that.
Eartha Kitt.
Man,
She's so good in this.
There's so many superstars in this movie.
And they weren't even
Marcus, darling. I cannot
Chris
do
Rock.
It. I can't. Chris. So many cameos. So many people in this. This movie.
It was very, very well casted.
It was very well casted. It was very well shot. It was very well written.
Yep.
This movie was like black excellence at its finest. People with
at a time where it wasn't at its finest.
And it wasn't at its people had good jobs. People dressed amazing. They were just beautiful.
Everybody was gorgeous.
People living they
All
were
the
doing
girls.
extraordinary and extravagant things, like living a life that we aspire to live. They were owners of agencies. They were owners of brands. They were owners of culture, entrepreneurship. Like
we're gonna get into that because that's
I'm
my
just
hot
saying.
take.
This movie had
it did.
everything you aspired to.
Shout out to Eddie
be.
Murphy for this, man.
Yes. 100%.
Shout out to Eddie Murphy for this because that was something he wanted to really, really do.
Yep. All right, where do you want to start?
Director Reginald Hudlin, starring Halle Berry,
Yes.
Robin Givens, and the one and only Eddie Murphy.
Yes. Yes.
So it's Paramount Studios. Supporting actors David Allen Greer, Martin Lawrence again,
Martin Lawrence,
Grace Jones, Chris Rock. Come on now,
Grace Jones. God.
John Witherspoon again.
Yes.
We just did that on episode 1.
And his wife. What's her name? His wife's name.
John
David
Witherspoon's
Greer's
girl.
mom, yeah.
We'll put her on the screen. We'll put her name on the screen.
Yes.
So.
All right.
All right. So let me give y'all a quick synopsis on Boomerang. Marcus Graham is a womanizer who works at an advertising agency, an all-black agency at that.
Yes.
It's insinuated that he's had his way with the women in the company. He has 2 friends at the company who are the polar opposites of each other. Marcus is the perfect balance between both of them. Mm-hmm. So the film reaches a plot when the company that Marcus works for gets acquired by Lady Eloise. And that's when Marcus finds out that the head of marketing is headed up by Robin Givens, a black woman.
Yes, she was.
Wasn't they looking into the future when they did this?
Man.
Because they own everything. The black women are ahead of everything.
Yes, we are.
Thing,
Shout out to us.
Marcus was blown away by her beauty, and he went after her, man, until the tables turned on him. Karma's a bitch.
Facts.
So, I think that this was 2 could play that game before 2 could play that game.
Yes. Oh my God, that is a very good comparison.
Man, boy,
that is a very good comparison. This 100% what this was.
What did you feel about the film?
I mean, it was everything. It was. This was also during the time. Living Single was at this time too, right? Am I right? Was this right before Living Single, or I think it was at the same time? And I say that.
No, this is 92.
When did Living Single? Living Single was before that, and the only reason why I'm okay. But the reason I'm bringing it up
only
is
a couple years ago.
There was a lot of representation on television where we were seeing black people doing extraordinary things in life.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Cosby's, yes, but Cosby was family. This was like young generational business people. This was young people with good jobs, living a great life, living in amazing like apartments and houses and condos and having phenomenal jobs. And
they set the standard and
for what, yes.
set it up for what we got next with Living Single,
what
and
we
Girlfriends,
could do. Exactly.
and all those, and even movies, Best Man, all that stuff.
We weren't living in the projects. We weren't poor.
Because that was all they was showing at first.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, with Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, and all that stuff, it's like, Juice, and, that was all they was showing. Even Do the Right Thing with, hood people. Like, so, when you seen this, you got to see black people in another light.
Right.
Which we exist this way, too.
Right. And they didn't need to do a setup on how we got here or why we deserve to be here.
No, it was just
we
what
were
it
just
was.
there.
It
Like,
was
this
just what it
is
was.
this black agency in a what looked like a downtown Park Avenue style building that's just life.
New York.
That's just what we do. And this is how we live, and it's very
That's
normal.
Just normal.
It was normal black excellence.
Come on, man.
And that was important.
Shout out to Eddie Murphy.
Yes, continue.
So, we're going to break down a few characters for y'all. We're going to start with the lead, Marcus.
Marcus, darling.
I don't know if Marcus was a womanizer, man.
What? How do you even say that?
See,
It was in the synopsis.
Okay, yeah, but my thing is this. Is he just hadn't found the right person. Because, he said, look, man, I can't help it that, he said, I'm the most romantic guy that any of you two know, when he was talking to his boy Tyler and Gerard. And he was like, I can't help it that after I hit it, I lose interest.
That is literally the definition of a womanizer.
Not really, because it's not like he can help it. You know what I mean? That's what his body is doing. One thing I do know.
His body is doing.
Let me
what?
take, speaking from a man perspective, there have been women that I've slept with that after I hit, I'm like, I can't believe I just hit that. I don't even, damn, I shouldn't have messed with her. I've had that happen to me a million times, but when you get, have sex with the right one, but you could be blinded from wanting to have sex. So my thing is, so you can mess with a girl, you don't even know if you like her until you smash. When you want to stay after you hit it,
to this nonsense?
Listen, when you want to stay after you smashed, that's when you know you got somebody special. And I just think he hadn't ran into nobody that was special. You know what I mean?
No.
Until he ran into Robin Givens and Halle Berry.
So here's the thing. Neither one of those... I have so many things to say about what you just said. One, what you said is bullshit. Let me just level set and start there. What you said is complete and utter poo-poo caca. And
I understand.
It is
I understand why a woman would feel that way.
When I sleep with them, I lose interest. That's not...
That happens a lot.
That is him telling himself he doesn't care because his only mission was to sleep with them. So if you go into any situation with only one mission, which is to smash, of course there's nothing left to do. The job is complete.
He said it in there. He said, I'm looking for perfection. That's what he was looking for. He was looking for an impossible task.
He was looking for pussy. Okay? He was looking for pussy, people.
But when he found Robin Givens,
relationship.
He didn't just want pussy. He wanted her.
He wanted her because she was a challenge. She was equal to him. He just never met anybody that was equal to him.
She wasn't equal. She was a way bigger player.
She was but in his mind, because he thought he thought he's supposed to have the job that she had. So in his mind, she's an equal. Yeah. She's not better, but what he's later found out is she was better than him.
Yeah. At his own game.
At his own, not only better than his own game, better than his own job. She's a better person. She's a better fit.
I don't know if she's better than him at his job. At the job.
I think. I mean, she
was always going to him for all the good stuff.
But that's just a boss delegating. Doesn't mean he knows how to run the company. He was too emotional.
He didn't know how to be a boss, but he knew how to get the work done.
But getting the work done does not make you a boss.
That's true.
Getting the work done means you know how to get the work done.
That's facts.
Being a boss means you understand how to build and be political and then hire people to get the job done.
Ladies and gentlemen, CEO
I'm
of
just
Crowns
saying
and Hops.
There you go. I'm just she put him in position to deliver, but he was too emotional.
That's true.
And he allowed himself, fucking all the people in the office,
all of them,
to create a space where he can't be the boss.
Yeah.
That's
true.
not being a boss.
That's true.
That is not being a boss.
That's true.
And she slept with him because she thought he could handle it based on his past performance. Only later to find out he was way too emotional, aka a bitch, and therefore got his feelings hurt and had to literally leave his job because he couldn't handle the pressure of sleeping with a fine-ass woman and also doing his job.
That's a fact. I give you all that.
Again,
all points.
A bitch.
All points made.
Yes.
Was he wrong for hooking up with Angela?
I don't know if he's... I mean, yeah, he was... I mean, it's tough.
Because Angela, if she really didn't fuck with Gerard, she gave him a shot. But she didn't fuck with him.
But she was clear she just wanted to be friends. I think...
She tried to give him a shot. The nigga was just...
The way and time he did it, you just left a dinner with Gerard's parents and Angela and everybody, and the only reason you hooked up with her is because she stayed and y'all were kind of just hanging. It just feels like the weirdest moment to all of a sudden have feelings for her and want to fuck with her when your boy just left.
But was she plotting the whole time? She was
100% plotting.
Because remember on the plane, she was always had like this interest in him.
She always wanted to fuck Marcus.
Yeah, she always wanted that. So, you know, and what girl didn't in the film? Pause.
Everybody did.
But what
everybody
girl didn't?
Everybody. When she even all her prying and Angela. Okay, we'll get into Angela in a second, but she was definitely not the innocent.
She wasn't innocent as people
that
as
you
people
made
think,
her feel.
You know what I mean?
At the end, she was a little scandalous herself.
Because that was her friend.
She was a little.
Jacqueline,
and Jacqueline was her friend, or boss
friend.
but friend. So she didn't give a fuck.
No.
She didn't care at all. But we'll get into Angela in a second. Okay, who's next?
Jacqueline.
Let me tell you something. I love me some goddamn Robin Givens.
Yeah, she was great.
I mean,
I'm kind of mad that what happened with Tyson kind of messed her because she was great. That kind of threw everything off her.
I wouldn't say that messed her up. She knew what she was doing. Her and her mama knew what she was doing.
That's facts.
I mean, we can't feel sorry for Robin Givens in real life. Well, maybe. I mean, he was abusive. So, yes, in all honesty, we do feel sympathy for her in that regard. But Robin Givens in this film was the shit. I wanted to be Robin Givens.
Robin Givens was the shit.
She was, it's
was
funny because I ended up getting in advertising as a black executive, probably with some inspiration from this movie.
Back in your mind, it probably steered you that way, man.
Movie,
that's what that movie do to you, man. It inspired you to do great things. I know a lot of people that got into advertisement and stuff like that just on the strength of seeing how they did it on Boomerang. Jacqueline, she was hot.
She was bad.
I'm just gonna say she was bad. Like I'm just to the point to where I understand Marcus when he seen her for the first time, the way they played that up, man, and he went and told her she's the most beautiful person he ever seen. I believed him. She tried to ill on him, but I believed him just like he was saying it. Like I felt like that's how he felt at that moment, man. She was that bad, man.
She was, but she knew she played her role so well and always kind of kept Marcus on the fence of I will fuck you, but I will also fire you.
Yes.
At the same you've got a lash in your eye, and she blows flirting softly into his eye.
I know what that is.
After Grace Jones.
You say your mama blowing your eye, your whole eyeball fall out.
I mean,
you know what I mean? You was doing it.
Even after Stranger freaks out in the restaurant,
it's
a whole big blow up, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so tired. Let's just like blew it off as if it wasn't even anything."
She was a player, man.
I
think she low key wanted Marcus. I think she. I think she was just trying to play the game, just like in the movie Two Could Play That Game when Vivica played too hard and almost lost Morris.
Yeah,
she did that, but she actually did lose Eddie. You know what I mean?
She didn't. I don't think she lost him. She didn't care.
I think she did.
I
think she wanted him because remember the conversation that she was having with Angela before Marcus peeked his head in. He was like, "Oh my God, Angela, he's great. Everything that happened, the reputation that he got is upheld. It was the most beautiful thing. I loved it." And then as soon as he came in, you're not getting serious on me. She was making it like this was a serious thing for her to Angela, but when Marcus came around, she tried to switch.
No, I think what she was saying to Angela, which we women say to each other, is we talk about the emotion and the feeling of experiences. You guys talk about the conquest. We talk about the emotion. So for her, it isn't, "Oh yeah, I fucked him." It's like, this is how he made me feel.
Okay.
You guys are
understand
like,
that.
I
understand
smashed.
that.
She's like, no, he made my body shake, and I haven't felt that in a long time. But that does not necessarily mean we want to be with you. That just means we had a pleasurable moment that we want to tell people about.
She was doing the most fucking, to be honest. She was fucking him.
She was fucking him. She
Good.
was fucking
Well.
shit out of him.
Well,
But the best,
had the nigga sucking his thumb and all kinds of shit.
the best move that sums up her character.
The jacket.
No,
What? Not the
the
jacket?
$200
Ooh,
on the
wait.
nightstand.
I got some notes on that. Oh,
That
my God.
is that move, leaving Marcus the
Yes.
$200 for the tickets
Yes.
for the show that she did not show up for.
But you got to talk about the whole way she came in there.
She
First
did.
of all, she illed him.
did.
She took
did.
another flight, came late. Do you think that was on purpose or she really did work late?
She probably worked, but she also don't care.
She knew how to come in that motherfucker.
But did we have cell phones back then? We didn't, right?
But she could have called. He said that's what she said. She said they didn't have a phone on the plane. I couldn't make a call. You know what I mean?
First of all, when do you remember being on a plane when you were younger and you could just use the phone?
Probably rich people could.
I don't remember that life. Maybe we didn't live that life.
I think that's the rich
Where
people.
you can just use a phone on a plane.
I think they did have them, but it was like rich people.
Do they even still have phones on planes that you could use?
I doubt it. Well, I guess the people have to be able to. They got the walkies, but I'm sure that they got to have
who
some
are you
kind of
wa-
way to call.
No, let's
somebody.
break that down. When have we ever seen outside of a private jet, and maybe she was on a PJ. Maybe that's
Possibly.
the part we're
She was
not
coming
talking
from
about.
Toronto.
Where are you using a phone on a plane?
That's true.
Like literally.
Yeah.
You cannot use a phone and talk to someone on a plane today.
But she made an emphasis to say it, so
So
she must have been on
mean,
PJ.
But outside
I
of
wouldn't
that,
doubt it. They was
Yeah.
she was breaded. You know what I mean? They all had
either
money.
way, she was a boss. She was a boss.
But
She was
coming
a
in
boss.
like that though,
yeah, she came in hard.
and giving him the role. I know this. This is one of my moves. I do this all the time. And he tried to ill on her. Like, I'm upset. Leave me alone. Okay, I'm gonna leave. This nigga changed his tone real quick.
Real quick.
And we ain't gonna talk about the simple fact that for him to even get this date, it took him 3 weeks to get this
She
date
put
after
this
the first
dude
time they did it.
on a
She had this
3-week
dude wrapped around. She had him on the run.
Man.
Robin was a player, man. Like a big player, man.
I love her.
Yeah, she was great in this movie. And then, but the pulling off the
Oh, okay. I have a
Come on,
question
man.
for why about her. Okay, we'll come back to her. Okay, what's the next character?
Angela.
Angela was the sweet little innocent, creative, who's sensitive and emotional. She's so sensitive that she asked Robin to take it easy on Marcus because
Was she sensitive?
I said that's what she liked to pretend to be.
Okay.
She was, please.
She
don't.
put off as the sweetest.
Can you just, take it easy on whatever you're doing to him? Can you,
Because you got to think about it, man.
it's affecting his work.
Angela, she knew that, Marcus was fucking Jacqueline and knew about him being whoever he was, and she still wanted him after that.
She did.
She like, yeah, go ahead and do your thing, get yours off. I'm gonna come around the back and grab that myself in a minute. You know what I mean?
And still fucked him anyway.
Yes.
Not only fucked him, dated him.
Yes.
She was like, you fuck him and I'm going to date him.
Yes.
I'm going to fully date him. But you know what? You got to think about her character. The last scene of the movie, Angela's a bitch. She became a boss, left the job with teaching the kids, and put all that aside as soon as she got an opportunity to be Robin Givens' character. Yeah. She took it immediately.
That's true.
Immediately.
That's
she
true.
was like,
She got
I
up
will
out
be
of
a
there,
boss.
too.
She was like, I'm not fucking with these kids. I got a job.
And she got up out of the other job.
And she
was
got
like,
a
you know
job
what?
and became her own boss. And became Robin Givens.
That's true. But she still had it hard enough to take Eddie back, man.
But she ain't fucking with them kids no more.
Yeah, she
All
stopped
that
fucking with the kids.
volunteer
You can't
work.
stop fucking with the kids. Fuck the kids.
All that volunteer work. She,
Hey, come
I
on, man.
come in. What was it? I don't know. This is because it makes you feel. No, bitch. She was like, I'm not fucking with the
I
kids.
had to look out for Angela now. That's what
I
she told
had to look
them
out
to
for
their face.
Angela now.
I
Yeah.
gotta look out for me now. You know what I mean?
So
Shit, them kids ain't gonna be there in a couple of years. So
she
she
was
like,
plotting
fuck
and
that.
scheming. She came off really sensitive and sweet, but at the end of the day, she had a fucking plan, and her plan got fully executed, and she got the man.
Do you think she should have took Marcus back?
Yeah, sure. His dick was probably really good.
Well, okay then. You know what I mean?
I mean, there were a few. I mean, you saw how he had Lady Eloise looking like. Marcus was laying that down, and I think there are very few women that wouldn't take that man back. And he had a really great apartment. That apartment
was cold.
What?
Hey man, I had 2 lofts when I was in my 20s, and I was trying my best to have one just like that dude, man.
Lord,
but he had a piano in the middle of the. Oh my god! Like and I felt like he had a flat screen before anybody had flat screens. Like the way it was set up, it looked like a flat screen.
It takes I've got a lot of criteria, but I'm gonna tell you this: walking into that apartment,
the drawers is coming off.
It is very hard not to fuck.
The drawers is coming off. Like, come on, man. The drawers. You walk into the loft, the drawers is coming off.
That fucking balcony.
And the drawers is coming off even with Tisha Campbell.
Yeah.
Gina talking shit about him to whatever girl come in there, the drawers still come off. That's how you know how cold his apartment is.
She got signs.
Man.
Literal signs telling women, do not sleep with him.
And they still
they are still sleeping with him. He is cooking for you. He is lighting candles. He is music.
But what Jacqueline did to her when she came over there, she
shut that shit down.
She shut that shit down.
Damn.
The biggest player in the movie. She might be the biggest player. Her and Bill Bellamy and How to Be a Player might be the biggest.
But he was gross in that. Like he
was
he? I mean, he was lame. We'll talk. That's a whole nother movie we'll talk about. Robin Givens was the smoothest because even at the end, who was
the smoothest of all times in movies?
I mean, her character was one of the best because you know what? At the end of it, you never feel like she felt like she was fazed by losing him.
Yeah, she was fazed. He left her motherfucking ass. Naked in the bed.
But
the most famous line. What did he say? She said, "I know at this exact moment."
But why? Are
I'm in love with that girl.
So if you're so in love with him, why are you here with me? And he was like,
exactly.
Yeah.
And then bounced out on her ass, and she was like, so he left her stuck.
Yeah,
he got her back. He got her back. My boy got her back at the end,
we still never felt like, even after that scene, Robin Givens would be frustrated about that. So she would be over it by the next day.
I believe that.
She would definitely be over it by the next day. Or did Angela get fired, and that's why she got another job? There's still that.
Nah, they said she quit. Remember Gerard?
She quit.
Right. Tyler
said he quit. Yeah.
No, Gerard told her to. Yeah, she quit. Boney T told her.
Okay. Who's the next character?
So, I think Tyler and Gerard. This is getting on all of them real quick.
All right. Tyler's the best always.
Martin. Martin is phenomenal.
Is Martin ever a bad sidekick best friend?
He's great in everything, man. He's a great lead, and he's a great sidekick. So even Bad Boys.
He had a good house. Everybody in these they were paid, yo. They were all made. We don't know what they did though. We don't know what jobs they had because they didn't work with Marcus.
No, they didn't work in Marcus.
But they had a good job.
Department. He was like head of the. He was vice president of marketing, but he was working a lot in the art department.
But they didn't work with him. We don't know what jobs they had. We don't know what they did for their careers.
It was the same company.
They didn't all work in the same company?
Yes, they did.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they was all the same company. They just did they was in other departments.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize
other departments. Okay. Same company, other departments. You know what I mean? So they was paid. You know they was paid because when they was at the suit store and that racist ass white dude was in there. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, Marcus, I'm getting this. I don't want to hear it." And he was like, "That jacket is $1,500." I said, "What, you think I can't pay for it?" And they played right into Tyler's character because he was already ill and thinking white people was out to get him all the time. You know what I mean? So
that is one of the most famous, and it's not even a quote. It's literally just a word. But he did create one of the most famous and used physical expressions, physical movements, and words. It's racist.
Oh yeah, just
this.
Everybody been using that since
Everybody
then.
Been using this
since then.
Racist,
you know what I mean?
Racist.
Since then, Martin boy, he was a motherfucker in that movie. He was the polar opposite of Gerard. Gerard was too soft.
Yeah.
Borderline. No disrespect, gay.
I mean,
because I'm gonna tell you why I can say that. Let me tell you why. He said in a dinner table scene. He said, Martin was like, "Look, man, I was watching TV last night. I'm looking at this girl. She bad, man. I'm talking titties out, booty, everything. Bow. I look up, and she got a dick, man." He was like, "Man," he said, "What was it?"
Dicks.
He's like, "What was it called? It was 1-8
chicks
something
with
number."
dicks.
He said, "Oh yeah, 1-800 chicks with dicks." And
he knew
it. He knew it. Exactly.
He
Like, man, what the fuck? He said, and then everybody was like,
say
you a
that.
closet freak. You a freak, man. Like, you.
He
And he just laughed it
you're
off.
Right.
So he probably was. That's what I'm saying.
You are absolutely.
I'm not saying for sure.
And
but
that went that scene, that little sentence came so fast and swift.
Yes. So.
And then watching it again, I was like, wait a minute now.
Yeah.
Chickswithdicks.com. Why
Yes.
a frequent
So he
visitor
knows.
of the website?
Not .com. Chicks with dicks. Something.
Oh, it was a phone. It was
just a phone number. You know, I used to call numbers back in the day. Phone lines, sex lines.
You ever called one of those phone lines before back in the day?
Heck yeah, the chat ones.
I've definitely called the chat ones.
With everybody
back
on
in the
it.
day. I've definitely called the chat ones.
Heck yeah. I ain't called one where you just hear the sex stuff.
I called.
As a kid, I did. At the payphones, me and my friends used to call it.
When we were younger, between midnight or 11 p.m., it's usually started about 11 p.m. or midnight. The commercials.
All on BTs.
Not even BT, regular fucking television. The commercials used to come on for those phone sex operators. Of course, I called one when I was younger. I wanted to know.
You had to try. Yeah, you had to try.
It was constant.
We did it on a payphone. Me and my friends, we used to go to a payphone and do them. It was a certain specific number. I forgot what the number was. We used to dial, and it used to always bring up the sex. And we would never get the have money to actually put the credit card in, but we would hear a little taste of something.
Yeah.
So that shit was hilarious, man. But yeah, so he was a little off that way. And Tyler, Martin Lawrence's character, was completely the opposite. He was so crass, and he didn't have decorum about him at all.
No, none at all.
At all.
He was the fucking worst.
He was horrible.
He had a whole big ass chip on his shoulder and just couldn't get his shit to
at all, man. Like,
just a loser. Just unfortunate. Just unfortunate.
He did not talk to women. Neither one of them did, but they had in different kinds of ways they could not talk to women at all. It was hilarious, man.
Yeah.
So, all right, who's your favorite character out of the whole film? Who made the movie for you? Without them, the movie just doesn't work.
It probably has to just be Eddie Murphy. Those two. It's Eddie Murphy and Grace Jones. Grace Jones, literally.
I can't say she made the movie.
She did not make the movie.
She was great in it. If she wasn't in it, it wouldn't hurt the movie.
Really?
You think it would hurt the movie?
The subplot of the movie was around Lady Eloise and Stranger. So if you take both of those characters out, it's just a story about, it's just, what is it about? I
don't feel like it would hurt the movie if they were. I'm glad they were.
It wouldn't hurt the movie, you're right.
I'm glad they were. They were great.
It wouldn't hurt. I don't know. I guess Eddie Murphy and Robin Gibbons, you needed those two characters to make this movie great. But Eddie Murphy, really, this was a movie, just like in Coming America, without Eddie Murphy, it would not exist.
Yeah, I had Angela at first, but after hearing you say that.
Angela? What?
Yeah, as
she could have been anybody.
Yeah.
She could have been anybody. It's the dynamic.
That's the first time I've seen Halle Berry.
No, it's the relationship between Robin Givens and Eddie Murphy that made that movie very fucking
You're
special.
absolutely right.
You had to see
I'll have to agree with you on that. I can't. Yeah. And I had Angela at first, but after hearing her say that, I have to agree with
for
that.
Sure.
Man. That's a fact. All right, so who got on your nerves the most?
Nobody got on my nerves.
Stranger got on my nerves a little bit.
How could
even though I loved her? No.
Get on your nerves.
If I had to pick somebody, everybody in the film was great.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick somebody that got on my nerves, it was Stranger.
Stranger was the fucking best.
She was great.
That was a
she didn't want to go to the Caribbean.
That role, but that was the whole point of her being so absolutely ridiculous.
Extra, yeah. She's the most extra person I've probably ever seen in a movie.
She opened up her legs in a restaurant.
No one can resist this.
Showed her pussy to him at the table like a serving.
I absolutely love Grace Jones. I loved her character in this movie. I'm just saying, if anybody out of every person in the film, if I had to pick somebody that got on my nerves, who would you pick? If you had to pick somebody that got on your nerves in the whole movie.
I mean, there really just wasn't. I mean, what's his name? What was his No. I'm gonna tell you right.
Gerard?
Yeah, Gerard got him under his
I can
post.
see that.
Gerard got him under his
I can
post.
see Gerard. Okay, I give you that.
But you needed Grace. You needed Grace
You needed
Jones
her. I'm
to
not
slap
saying
Eddie
neither.
Murphy in the face with her notepad
Yeah.
when he interrupted her in the middle of
Needed
the
to
meeting.
take the panties off.
You needed to take the panties off. You needed to rub them under his nose. I mean, that was some.
That was phenomenal. I loved it. Don't get me wrong.
Writing.
I'm not saying I'm not. I like everybody in this movie. I'm saying if I had to pick
writing.
somebody, that's who it was.
I mean, listen, someone who worked in advertising for 12, 15 years, producing TV commercials is so crazy. That first commercial that they shot with her birthing out
that was hilarious.
the perfume.
Somebody should do that just because they know where they come from.
Who was that actor who played that creative director that, I don't know his name, shout out to him, who played the creative director that produced.
Oh, Nasty Nelson.
Nasty
Nelson.
If you've ever worked in creative advertising marketing, there's always that one person that is so fucking ridiculous that you have to watch. But they have a job. But creatives that was a great representation of creatives in advertising because
Jeffrey Holder is his name.
Yes, there's always that one person that's trying to create something ridiculous that you gotta watch.
Yeah, you got to just tone down. You want their stuff, but you just can't have too much of it. He started the whole movie started off with one of his commercials, the one with the bananas and the cherries. Nasty Nelson was off the chain.
Nasty Nelson was the best character.
Hey, I just seen Janelle Monáe. Shout out to Janelle Monáe. She's from the town, Kansas City.
Is she from Kansas City?
Yeah.
That's coming out of Kansas City?
Hey, man. You know.
Man,
so,
Jesus.
first of all, she's absolutely, Janelle Monáe is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, my God.
She's fucking gorgeous.
She's...
But I seen her video that just came out.
Was it
And
lipstick
titties and all kinds
lipstick
of...
lovers?
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
was everywhere. And the first thing I did when I seen that is commented on it and said, this must have been produced or directed by Nasty Nelson from Boomerang. That's what I said because it was perfect, man. Like, it was perfect. I was like, this is definitely Nasty Nelson doing this.
That is definitely a Nasty Nelson production, for facts.
All right, cool. Let's get into this versus real quick.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I got some questions for you on this one.
Okay, all right, we got.
So, who would you date out of? This is going to be a tough one. Well, not for you. I already know you don't. Especially after we talked about it. We just talked about it, so now I know she.
Okay.
Out of Tyler and Gerard.
Tyler, of course.
Yeah, now I know.
Yeah, I don't even
though he's horrible.
I feel like Gerard wouldn't even know where the vagina was.
That's
like,
a
it would just be bad, all the way bad.
That's a fact. Now I'm gonna pull one in.
Okay.
Okay, from another movie. Who would you date? You have to. For this.
Okay.
So, who would you date?
Yeah.
Because we don't have no competition in Boomerang for Marcus.
No.
So, who would you date between Marcus from Boomerang and Morris Chestnut from Two Play That Game?
Morris Chestnut. I fucking love me some motherfucking Morris Chestnut.
And we're going to get into Best Man later, too. Like
Morris Chestnut is just, well, yeah. I mean, they're both dicks at the end of the day. I feel like I'll sleep with them and feel horrible about myself the next day, but I just like the physique of a Morris. I like the football player body physique. I like the
Shout out to Morris Chestnut, man.
Big man.
One thing about Morris Chestnut, Omar Epps, Tay Diggs, Eddie Murphy, Wesley Snipes, when they had a dark skinned nigga renaissance in the late 90s, and I'm gonna tell you like this: before them, I might have got a girl or two. After them, I got about 10 girls or 12. You know what I mean? Immediately. So shout out to all the dark skinned niggas that tore it up. Makai Pfeiffer too. Shout out to all them cats that tore it up for in the late 90s because I got a lot of girls based
love
on
me
y'all.
some
I appreciate y'all.
Pfeiffer.
Appreciate y'all.
Jesus.
All right, so
And he was from Harlem too, so he was in my neighborhood.
Word. Paid in full. We gotta see that too because he killed that too.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Who was the worst friend out of Jacqueline and Angela? That's tough.
Well, Jacqueline wasn't a friend. Like, truth be told, she wasn't a friend to anybody. She did whatever Jackie. She did whatever Jackie.
Angela did
wanted to
fuck
do.
the dude that she was fucking with first.
Yeah, like
So Angela might have been a worse friend.
Angela might have been worse. She wasn't. She fucked the friend of Gerard, who she was getting. You know what I mean? Who she knew that would hurt his feelings. So Angela's by far the worst friend. Facts. Okay. Hands down.
But Jacqueline did fuck Eddie after she knew Angela was fucking with him. Again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's the worst.
She got her.
Oh,
No, Jacqueline.
oh.
She got her back. I guess. That's just a get back.
Well, she doesn't feel like Angela was in her league anyway. So for her,
Even
it's
though
not,
she was, because if I had to pick out Halle Berry and Robin Givens, I'm picking Halle Berry. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Halle Berry's fine.
Everybody loves a good Halle Berry.
Don't get me wrong, and that's another version.
Everybody loves
that's the other versions on here. I got Jacqueline or Angela. Who would I date? I'm picking Halle Berry. Jacqueline a little too much. I smash.
Yeah, she was.
I smash,
Halle
but as
Berry,
far
Nia
as
Long.
somebody that
Oh, Halle Berry and Nia Long. I said, don't even answer. We're gonna save that for another episode, but that's coming, y'all.
that's tough.
That's a
very tough one.
That's a very
Top couple of quotes from the film. What you think?
Oh, let me see.
I'll go first. Let's see.
Yeah, you go first.
You gotta coordinate.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, the mushroom suit.
Yes.
The mushroom belt and the mushroom shirt, like John Witherspoon again.
Yes.
And he improv all that. Eddie Murphy called him up last minute. It's another fun fact. Eddie Murphy called him up last minute to do this film, and they ain't had no lines for him. They just said, "This is the scenario. This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna be at dinner, and I want you to come in and do what you do."
Right.
Spoon, because they used to call him Spoon. Do what you do, Spoon. John Witherspoon came up in there and did all the stuff that we seen. That came out of him. The bang, 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 all of that stuff. Shout out to John Witherspoon. R.I.P. John Witherspoon. You was great.
Yes.
I loved you in everything you did, man. Also another one. First, the Fat Boy breakup. Now this. Shout out to Chris Rock, man. Boney T, man.
Boney T was the
Boney T.
best. Why you let that girl do you like that? Why
Man,
you
you
let
the
that girl
man,
play you
Marcus.
like that?
You know me supposed to be the man. And then the classic. Love should have brought your ass home last night.
Love.
They was perfect. They hit that song right at like it was crazy. Shout out to Tony Braxton, man.
First of all, shout out to that fucking soundtrack.
That soundtrack was
Shout
off.
out.
That's one of the greatest soundtracks of all time.
Of all.
If you're on the top 5 list, it's gonna be hard because you got Wait and Exhale, you got Soul Food, you got
Man.
Set It Off soundtrack was crazy. You got a lot. You
Boomerang
got some good.
was
Boomerang
the
was
best.
right there.
It was the best.
Like I don't know which one is the best. We got them old movies,
Boomerang.
but shit.
Well, no, Waiting Exhale might be the best.
Wait and Exhale had a
all
fire.
the
No,
best
Bodyguard.
of the best.
Shit.
No.
Bodyguard?
It's not better. Soundtrack is not better than Waiting Exhale.
Still,
Waiting
it's
Exhale
all
was
Whitney,
an
so it don't
emotional
matter.
roller coaster.
That's true, man.
That fucking
We gonna do Waiting and Exhale,
soundtrack
too.
was my breakup soundtrack for a long time. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, did you have anything for quotes? Or you?
I didn't. My quotes are not. I mean, they weren't really quotes. They were just kind of like statements, like in moments.
Yeah.
And you know,
This ain't the best. This ain't the most quotable film.
it's not. It's
But
just,
it got some stuff.
It's just the moment.
I had a hard time trying to find quotes. For this
Yeah, it
film
wasn't a
myself.
whole lot of quotes,
So,
but yeah.
hot take.
Yeah.
My hot take was this is an all black cast in '92,
Yeah.
and how I pushed the culture forward because you gotta understand the time, man. Eddie took some slack for this, and also
Did he?
Yeah, they tried to. They wanted to put white people in it like that. He said something at the Oscars because they was talking about him doing this movie and having all black people in it.
Yeah.
And they said something to him at the Oscars, and he at the Oscars he said, "I probably won't get an Oscar for this, but hey, it's gonna be. I'm gonna always continue to put black people in black movies and all this stuff." They
Yeah.
got mad at him for making it all black. You know what I mean? But here's the funny thing about that though, even though the movie it was set in an advertisement firm and everybody was black, you didn't notice it.
No, you did. It was very normal.
It was just normal. It was very
normal.
normal, man.
Yeah.
I didn't see. I didn't notice it until I got older and understood what was going on. I just thought it was a good movie. I wasn't thinking about who was white or who
Yeah.
was black at all. It was great fucking.
That was the thing about those movies. There was no question that we couldn't be living this life.
Yeah.
There was no second guessing that I couldn't be living in this like penthouse apartment in downtown, New York, and have a really phenomenal job and traveling all like, nah, this was. I mean, I also grew up. My mom lived that life for the most part too. She had a really good corporate job. So for me, I was already around it, like wearing suits and doing that stuff at a really young age. So for me, I was like, yeah, this is exactly the life that I'm gonna live, which is the life I ended up creating for myself.
Facts.
Because there were movies like that to remind me, yes, you can do it, and I have something to reach for. So yeah, definitely shout out to this movie for making me feel like I could accomplish what I already fucking knew I could accomplish.
Facts. Shout out to Reggie Hudlin.
Yes.
Hudlin again.
Yes.
Reginald Hudlin again, man.
Shout
You know
out.
what I mean? So,
Yes.
For directing this film, he did a phenomenal job. I wish he would have directed more films because I wish he would have. We'll
get
we'll
to
save
yeah,
it
Rich
later.
Guy.
But come on, man. Shout out to Reginald Hudlin, man. He's one of my favorites.
You know, they had from 80, 70-something-year-old Eartha Kitt who was still fabulous, sexy, demanding, you know, aggressive and confident.
Can we get a little darker in this room? Just a little bit dark. And when it was already pitch black, that was hilarious.
I
Eddie
mean,
was hilarious.
she killed it.
She was crazy. She was
and you know what? I think. How do you feel about the owning of sexual power that females had in this film? Because that's not something that women get to have in films, period. But they gave a lot of sexual power to black women in a very positive way. Same thing with Robin Givens. She owned her sexuality. Same thing with Angela. She owned her sexuality. When the women are laughing about and joking and talking shit about Marcus in the office.
You know who we forgot to talk about real quick before we get to the end? Leela Rashawn.
Oh, yeah. Gold star for Marcus.
Come on now.
Okay. How did I totally forget that?
That was a good quote. You know
that is because I still do that. I still say that to this day. Gold star for Marcus.
Yeah.
You know what? I see a scared little boy just dying to get out.
I'm not ready for this. That nigga Marcus was playing, he was gaming.
Be gentle with me. Be gentle with me.
Come on, man. She was great. She was great.
Amazing.
He stopped fucking with her because her feet was fucked up.
What was the
dog? Now I can relate.
Dog's name?
To the feet.
No. What's his dog's name? He was looking for. Oh damn! I
forgot his name.
Damn. Okay.
I forgot the dog name.
That's a player ass move. He bought a dog leash for $20.
I get $20 for this leash.
To fake, he was looking for his Sparky. Sparky. Okay, yeah, we definitely need to give her a shout out.
We had a shout out.
We had a shout
out. Eddie Murphy stopped fucking with her because her feet was fucked. He said, "I should have known something was wrong when I seen little knots on her shoes."
Man,
that shit was hilarious to me. Like,
she was.
I can relate though. I'm a foot guy, so if somebody has some,
you would not fuck with them if they had fucked up feet.
Probably not.
Are you kidding me?
Probably not.
What does it matter? It's the fucking feet.
Because if I like feet, then if they all fucked up, then I guess that's not.
I have amazing feet, so I don't have to deal with these struggles. But I can't believe you would break up with someone because they have ugly feet.
Another quote I'm gonna go through some quotes before we get into the ratings. Alec is a Mac Daddy of the Month. You know what I mean? It's like Jet Magazine. Like, Eddie was the smoothest nigga, man, like, on that part.
Wait. No, yeah, okay. I meant to bring this up when we were talking about House Party. Is Play's Wall, or was it Kids' Wall?
No, it was Bilal's.
Bilal's Wall.
With the Jet Magazine.
All of the Jet
magazines.
Yes, okay. I meant to bring that up in the House Party one, but
shout
out to Jet Magazine.
Oh, yeah, that was shit. They got the young men.
Yes, I have a few friends that were actually Jet Beauties of the Week. I have a friend or two that
you was
made
in Harlem,
it on.
so that was the most stylish.
I really, really wanted to be a Jet Beauty of the Week. You could have definitely been a Jet Beauty. I would have. And
every girl in this film could have been a Jet Beauty.
Could have been a Jet Beauty of the Week. Yes.
Marcus, was he a little rapey?
No, I don't think.
Remember in that scene where they was grinding on each other in the reggae?
No,
and she was like,
I don't
"Stop!
know.
No, stop!"
But that was her being coy. I don't think she meant, because then this leads to my why. Because then she did that to fuck with him and was like, "All right, maybe we should go," right, to make him feel like he's crossed over the line. And then why were their rooms directly across from the hall from each other?
And why did she tell him to come over here?
And who do you think made that possible? You think she made sure his room was next to him, or he made sure his room was next to him?
She definitely did, and he probably wasn't lying. The key probably didn't work. She probably did that on purpose too.
What yeah.
Because she said, "Can you come over here?" She said, "Please." If a woman hit me with that like that, it's over.
Yeah.
She said, "Please."
She knew
in a sexy way.
She knew
that was one of the most sexiest lines. Words said in the movie, the way she said that to him, man, come on, man.
She knew in the club she was about to go fuck him.
Yes, that's a fact.
Facts. Just so you guys know, we women know when we are going to sleep with you or not. We know pretty instantly if we would even consider sleeping with you.
She told him. when she left that $200, she said, I'm gonna call you tomorrow, get you some sleep. You know what I mean? And left. And then he turned around and seen the $200 on the dress. On the nightstand.
Beautiful.
That's
why we love Robin Givens.
Robin Givens was the best.
Yes.
But this is one of my favorite quotes in the film. He said, Marcus, why do you have to have all the girls? Like Gerard was.
I mean, he did. He had all the girls.
Like, you have to have all the girls.
You have to. Would you have forgiven him?
I don't think he was wrong.
You would have. You don't think Eddie Murphy was wrong?
No, I don't think he was wrong for messing with Halle Berry because she didn't like him. And Marcus is the one that introduced him to mess around in the first place. He the one that said, hey, holla at my boy Gerard. But they never got to nothing. And then on top of that, right before they said, so you don't mind if she date other men? No, man, I told her. He tried to front and be tough, talking about, nah, man, I told her, we're going to have to have some space and all that stuff. So, you know what I mean? I'm going to do me. You better do you. All that.
No, you're right. He did.
So
he did. You're right.
I don't think he was wrong for messing with her. I think Gerard really just cared about her as a person and just didn't want Marcus to fuck her over.
Yeah,
which Marcus did.
Point. Yeah, I definitely fucking did.
I mean, he made up for it, but he fucked up.
He definitely did. Yeah, okay.
All right, that's it. So, all right, let's get into these ratings. I've, of course, seen Boomerang way more than 10 times. We're going to have to do something like Boo or something just so we can have one that ain't
plenty of movies that I can think of in my head that you even called out today that I'm like, not as in.
Yeah, exactly. So
we're fine. But we just started. We wanted to start with the best of the best.
Yeah, of course.
Get you hyped and talk about the movies that meant something to us, that changed culture, fundamentally changed culture. Yep. And these movies get a fucking 10.
And this rating, we don't get to rate this one because it's a 10, like I said in the house party episode. The rating is set up to a point. If you've seen the movie 10 or more times, we don't get to rate it. It's automatic.
Yeah, it's just an automatic.
So
it's automatic 10.
So there we have it, you guys.
Yes.
That's Boomerang for y'all. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow Black Film Quotes. You know what I mean? This episode is sponsored by
Crowns and Hops Brewing Company.
There you go. See you guys later.
Peace.
Watch it. Let me break it down. Let me break it down. Let me break it down so it can forever and consistently be broke.
Okay.